tomorrow night against the Phillies right here at the stadium. Jeff McNeil, he's ready. Jordan Montgomery is ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, swung on and a ball, and we're underway. Now, the base umps are going to rotate throughout the game, but the home plate umpire is Sean Barber. And then they have 5 other umpires that will rotate throughout the game. C.B. Buckner, Jose Navas, Ryan Ataton, Roberto Ortiz, and Junior Valentine. Grounded to first. Right there is Voit. He'll flip to Montgomery. 1 away. I want to take a look at the Yankees defense, so we'll start with Voit since we took a look at him. Voit's at first. LeMahieu, his first start, he's at second. Torres is at short, and Matt Duffy is over third. Go the other way in the outfield. Gardner, Hicks, and Judge left to right. Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Montgomery is on the mound. If you take a look at this Yankee lineup and their defensive setup, this is close to what you're going to see opening night against the Nationals. If LeMahieu's ready to go, and obviously Gio Urshela would be at third base rather than Duffy. Pretty strong lineup the Yankees are running out there. Here's Pete Alonso. There's a strike. One and one. Kind of a hot, humid Sunday evening here in the Bronx.
Yeah, I had to cheat tonight, Michael. I think you noticed this, but I got the shirt and tie and the shorts going up here.
It's a good look. And you could have pulled it off without anyone knowing, but you just gave yourself up.
Just gave it away. I couldn't hold it in anymore. Never done a game in shorts. It's pretty good.
And the 1-2. 2-2. LeMahieu shades Alonso up the middle, but he's still on the right side of the diamond. In the outfield, they play him to pull.
We made a big deal about Alonso and his 53 home runs. He had 85 extra base hits, 2 triples in there. This guy had a couple of triples to go with 30 doubles. Home runs are the name of the game, but this guy did a lot more. And we noted, too, at first base, underrated with the scoops. Very good with the glove work on bad throws in the dirt.
Swing and a miss. Montgomery got him with the off-speed 2-way.
Well, when you're evaluating breaking balls as a pitcher, you look at the shape of the pitch, and that is a beauty. Tantalizing, a slurvy-looking slider. Looked like it was right down the middle, ended up down and in. Alonso over it.
Here's Robinson Cano. There's the fastball David talked about in the open, 95 miles an hour. He's actually throwing harder after the Tommy John surgery. Torres shades up the middle. Duffy way off the line at third. This time he goes off speed. 0-2.
Excellent looking breaking stuff so far. And that's one thing Monty did back in 2017. He was his ability to get hitters to chase pitches out of the zone. Had a 33.2% chase rate in 2017. That was 9th best in the AL.
Swing and a miss. Well, they're waiting to see. It was not a foul ball, so that is it. Cano goes down on strikes. Mets nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
Bettors, get your bets in. It's days like this that football fans love.
against the Nationals next Thursday. PJ LeMahieu, the second baseman, will lead off, batting second in right field. Aaron Judge. Gleyber Torres, the shortstop, hits third. Cleaning up the DH, Giancarlo Stanton. Aaron Hicks in center field, bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Gary Sanchez. Luke Voigt's at first base, bat seventh. Batting eighth is the left fielder, Brett Gardner. And Matt Duffy is over third, and he's going to bat ninth. And they'll be facing Corey Oswalt.
Yeah, homegrown player for the Mets. They drafted him out of high school back in 2012 in the 7th round. Yeah, I mean, there's another famous pitcher with that last name, but there is no relation to Roy Oswalt. But had a really solid year last year in the minor leagues. And notice only 18 walks. He's a control artist. 86 strikeouts, kind of average-ish in 92 and 2/3 innings, but the good control is really his forte.
So here's LeMahieu leading off. Now, the Yankees had 155 different lineups last year out of 162 games. But LeMahieu was a mainstay at the top of the lineup. 125 starts in the leadoff spot. That ranks 6th in Major League Baseball. Right now, he needs at-bats. Foul ball. He missed most of summer camp when he tested positive for COVID-19. Didn't have any feeling at all in terms of temperature and aches and pains. He was asymptomatic, but he kept testing a positive. Finally got a couple of negative tests, and here he is. Grounded up the middle, knocked down by Oswalt. He scrambles after it and goes over to Alonso for the first out. Let's take a look at the Mets defense. In the outfield, you've got Cespedes in left, Nimmo in center, and Conforto over and right. In the infield, it's McNeil, Rosario, Cano, and Alonso. That's third to first. Rivera's behind the plate. And Oswalt, 26 years old, he's on the mound. That's a pretty nice at-bat for a guy who hasn't played in a while, David.
Yeah, that was a base hit up the middle. But Oswalt got in the way.
Here's Aaron Judge. The Mets shift 3 infielders on the left side. And the first pitch is a strike. Right in on the hands, popped up. Rene Rivera gives it a look, but it hits the roof of the Yankee dugout. Judge did not make the trip last night to Citi Field, but he was taking batting practice here at the stadium. Gardner did make the trip, Gary Sanchez as well. But in the lineup today, that one's driven to left field and deep. Going back, Cespedes. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya! A home run for Judge. And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead.
Oswalt tried to double up on Aaron Judge with fastballs in. And got him the first time, not this time. As Judge just cuts him off at the pass and clears him out of there. Brings his hands in, just gets the barrel of the bat on the baseball, and he is so strong. That is gone.
There's Gleyber Torres. Jumps in the first pitch and fouls it away.
And that's a really good sign from Judge. That ball was inside off the plate. Wasn't even a strike, and he got to it, cut it off.
Two and one.
You know, Michael, you and I have talked about this really since Gleyber has come into his own. I really like this lineup with him in between Judge and Stanton. I think stylistically, he has better contact skills. Showed last year his power numbers are for real. So He's a good combination of a guy who can be an RBI guy and a power guy. In between Judge and Stanton. To me, it's a perfect fit.
There's Stanton on deck, cleaning up tonight. When you look at this lineup, though, David, you see Gary Sanchez is batting 6th. There's not a lot of landing spots for a pitcher to just take a breath.
Very deep lineup. Very powerful lineup. And that is the thing that Yankee fans are going to dream on is all these guys on the field at the same time.
Base hit. Right center field. Nimmo cuts the ball off. And a single for Torres.
It's another great two-strike approach from Glaber. This is why I like him in the 3-hole. You notice we've talked about him a lot. No leg kick, 2 strikes. He breaks it down, goes for contact, hits the ball where it's pitched. Beautiful.
¿Verdad acá, señores? Este es práctica de bateo para los Yankees. Me dan pena los Mets. ¿Qué está pasando aquí? No puede ser. El bostoniano palidito va a estar aquí con ustedes esta noche viendo este juego, porque me creo que pues los Yankees no van a hacer nada, pero de verdad que todo el que es fanático de los Mets ya me dan pena para esta temporada ya. Así que sigan disfrutando, porque no me gusta lo que estoy viendo.
Oh, and 1. So Judge with a home run and Torres with a single as the Yankees getting to Oswalt. Yankees put 9 runs on the board against the Mets last night. Mets had a sloppy game defensively. Yankees got very good starting pitching, and that big home run that we showed you off the bat of Clint Frazier.
See Alonso playing off the first base bag by a few steps. And that was really back to Bobby Valentine brought that to the Mets years ago. Kind of cheating so he can get over and cover the hole on a ground ball.
Mets shifting for Stanton with 3 infielders left side. There's a strike. 2-2. Let's see if they send Torres with a 3-2 count and 1 out.
I think one of the keys for this lineup, and in particular Giancarlo, Michael, is keep good pitches to hit.
Runner does not go, and Stanton waves at that pitch out of the strike zone for the second out.
You know, case in point right there. Really good pitch from Oswalt, and you see Giancarlo cannot hold up, but that's going to be the key is these kind of at-bats, being able to pass the baton because of this deep lineup. Let the next guy pick you up, take the walks.
There's the Yankee switch hitting center fielder, Aaron Hicks, batting from the left side against the righty Oswalt. Mets have a shift on for him. 3 infielders on the right side. Second baseman Cano in short right field. That's actually McNeil who moves to short right field, and Cano shades up the middle with Rosario, the only infielder on the left side.
Of all the injured players that the Yankees had in spring training and the obvious delay to the season, to me, Aaron Hicks is one of the keys because that pushes Brett Gardner to left field and Stanton to DH.
Pop foul and out of play.
And it improves their defense. I mean, we know how good Brett Gardner's been in left field, one of the best defensive left fielders in the game over the last several years, and Hicks in center field. We've seen how good he is out there, so it helps the Yankees in both ways, defensively and then protecting Stanton, letting him DH and taking some pressure off of him playing left field a lot.
And if the season had started on March 26th, as was originally scheduled, Hicks would not have been ready. Stanton wouldn't have been ready. Judge would not have been ready. So the outfield would have had a completely different look. Two one. Grounded. Over to McNeil. And that'll do it. But the Yankees get on the board with the Judge home run. 2 hits and 1 man left. We played one. It's 1-0 Yankees. Well, tomorrow night, watch another exhibition game on Yes as the Yankees welcome Joe Girardi's Phillies to the Bronx for their final tune-up before opening day. See Judge, Torres, Bryce Harper, and D.D. Gregorius. Now, coverage starts tomorrow at 5:30 with the Yankees pregame right here on Yes. Remember, opening day is this coming Thursday, and Yes, we'll have pregame coverage beginning at 6 p.m. That game will be seen nationally exclusively on ESPN. So the Judge home run has given the Yankees a 1-0 lead as we head to the second inning. Mets went down in order against Jordan Montgomery. Now it'll be Cespedes, Conforto, and J.D. Davis. Surgery on both of his heels. He missed all of last year. Then had an accident on his ranch with a run-in with a boar.
A wild boar, Michael?
A wild boar. Ground ball to short. Torres. 1 away.
Can't really say anything, Michael. I mean, my mom's dog bit my hand, so I miss some time too with those weird off the field injuries.
Yeah, but that was the bite heard around the world because that got El Duque on the roster.
Yes, it did. Veronica, the Jack Russell Terrier.
Now, that was a long time ago. Veronica's no longer with us, right?
No.
Here's Michael Conforto.
I don't really know, Michael, why Joan Cohn named her dog Veronica. I don't really know, but Veronica's pretty famous. Or was.
Big fan of Archie comics, your mom?
Maybe, yes. But Cespedes has to be beaten.
The 2-0. 3-0.
Monty so sharp in that first inning, 12 pitches to get those 3 outs, a couple of strikeouts, and 5 swing and misses. 3-0 here to start the second.
And he walks Conforto. So the first Met base runner, that brings up the DH, J.D. Davis. Now, one of the rules in the 60-game season is that there will be a DH in the National League, and it's just a matter of time before that becomes a permanent situation. And we were talking about this last night. The Mets might be one of the National League teams that are best suited to have a DH because of the Cespedes situation. Not quite sure if he'd be able to play all the time by having to play left field. Also gives them a landing spot for Robinson Cano, who's 36 years old and might not be able to play second base every single game.
Yeah, potentially changes the whole dynamic of this Mets offense, especially if Cespedes is healthy and ready to be anywhere near where he's been in the past. You know, you and I have had this debate, the old DH debate. It's a great debate, the purist, National League style. But for me, as an old Players Association guy, it's 15 big league jobs that are added to the pitcher. And guys like Mike Ford, really good hitters that would never get a chance are now going to have a chance, or even veteran players. If you think about some of the veteran players that have hung on as a DH, Paul Molitor, Edgar Martinez,
Frank Thomas. You might not have ever seen David Ortiz be David Ortiz if there wasn't a DH.
You know, I understand there's a handful of hitters that are really good, whether it's Greinke or Bumgarner, but the vast majority of pitchers are not good hitters, awful hitters. And they're not allowed to hit in the minor leagues all the way up through. I've told you this too. When my first at bat in the big leagues for the Mets, I hadn't picked up a bat since I was in high school.
And David, you have the right angle pinky to show for it.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I got drilled trying to bunt my first year, my rookie year. So the fact that you're not allowing pitchers to at least practice batting in the minor leagues before they get to the big leagues, to me, is another argument for the DH.
Well, last year, pitchers hitting, the batting average was 128. Got him. Picked off Conforto. Nice move by Montgomery for the second out. We're going to take a look, see if they're going to challenge. And that is Hensley Mullins, the bench coach.
Yeah, I thought that was Bam Bam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even Monty's good move. That was just kind of a token flip over to first. And, well, that's close.
You must have been envious, David, watching Andy Pettitte pick up an out every game with a move like that.
It's a tremendous advantage to be able to stop the running game, stop the extra bases taken. Andy Pettitte was death on a running game. Base runners at first base were clearly intimidated by his move.
And down goes Davis, and that will do it for the Mets in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and because of the pickoff, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. Yankees Baseball on Yes is presented by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare from Westchester, the Hudson Valley, and the Bronx. One nothing Yankees on the Aaron Judge home run in the first inning off Corey Oswalt. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 in the Yankee order. Sanchez, Voit, and Gardner.
I love our graphics there. You know, on the OPS, the 841 you see there for Gary, you get the major league average, 758, to give you a little context.
You know, Luis Rojas, the Met manager, wanted Cespedes to play today because of the expanse of left field here at Yankee Stadium. They're really testing out his legs, his heels. Rojas said if he can play out there, cover ground, then we know that we can use him in the outfield if we have to. They're shifting for Sanchez, 3 infielders on the left side. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1 and 2. Popped up. And that'll be out of play. So since 2016, he leads all catchers with 105 home runs. 4th in ribbies. 1st in slugging. 1st in OPS. Remember the home run number. He's missed a lot of games with injuries as well, and still leads all catchers. Foul back here.
Well, that's a key graphic with regard to Gary, because it's not just about throwing numbers out there. I mentioned OPS per league average. It's really from the catcher position where he ranks. And even through all the trials and tribulations that he's had along the way and the injuries, and the Yankees feel the best is yet to come with him.
Strike 3, Sanchez down looking. 2nd strikeout for Oswalt.
In the order.
Oswalt shaves the edge. And Barber, the umpire, cuts him up. Very close.
Luke Voit chops one foul. See, Voigt's OPS last year, 842, well above the league average. Two and one.
See Oswalt already up to 31 pitches here in the second inning.
2-2. Works with a very modified windup. It's almost out of the stretch. Economy of motion, not too much can go wrong there. Keeping everything in sync.
Yeah, starts out closed. His shoulders are closed to the target and just a little drop step.
And Voigt works a walk. So here's Brett Gardner.
His 28 home runs kind of jump off the page at you, right, from Brett Gardner. Increased his fly ball rate, looked for pitches to drive, especially here in Yankee Stadium, and really worked out for him.
There's a base hit to right field. Voigt's going to stop at second. Conforto gets the ball in. So a single for Gardner. First and second, one man out.
Gardy usually early in the count, he'll look to pull. And right here, another example. Finds the hole early, and then he'll go into protect mode when he gets 2 strikes. But that's when he looks to really kind of get the bat head out early in the count.
Here's Matt Duffy, first and second. And there's a strike.
Impressive walk-up song from the veteran Matt Duffy. A little Jimi Hendrix, Michael.
I knew you'd like that. There's Duffy's resume. Actually part of the Giants championship team in 2014. Now, I was talking to Aaron Boone today, David, and he said that he was really pleasantly surprised yesterday, the vibe in his dugout, where the guys were really into the game. He said it was just like any other game that we would play. He says, I thought that was great, and that's something that he was looking for to see, what the energy would be like, and he really loved the energy last night. One. Waved that 1-1-2.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the human side of things and to see Aaron Boone expound upon that a bit, especially obviously with players spread out and covering their faces, and how much interaction is there, and is there still that feeling of the old school camaraderie, getting on each other, having fun, joking.
One, two. Foul back. Still 1-2. Tomorrow, the final exhibition game, as Joe Girardi brings his Philadelphia Phillies in. Then a couple workout days, and the Yankees will open against the Nationals on Thursday in D.C. And the Mets will open Friday against the Braves.
Cole and Scherzer on Thursday night. I'm ready.
Strike 3. Duffy down looking. Well, here's the upcoming schedule. The first game is going to be on ESPN, but at 6 o'clock, we have a full pregame show on Yes and the postgame show as well. Friday's an off day, as you always have after an opener. Then Saturday night's on Fox, and then we finally get a turn, David, on Sunday. Yankees against the Nationals at 1:05. Then 2 games in Philly. And then the home opener is Wednesday, the 29th, against the Phillies, 2 games. And then the Boston Red Sox come to town. And away we go. Here's DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu, this might be his last at bat. Aaron Boone said he'd try to get him maybe 2 at bats today. I'm sure they'll gauge it with DJ and see if he wants another. But at this point, that was the plan, to give him 2. But we're only in the second inning. One and one. LeMahieu hit a hard comebacker, knocked down by Oswalt in the first inning. Backhanded by Rivera. So Voigt's at second, Gardner is at first. It's 1-0 Yankees on the Aaron Judge home run in the first inning.
This is what that Yankee lineup does so well. Michael, we talked about how deep it is, but it forces pitchers to pitch. Pitch number 45 in the second inning already from Oswalt.
Three and one.
It's similar with a rotation, Michael. I used to say with a good starting rotation, it's kind of that pass the baton mentality. With the Yankees, it's the same way, up and down the lineup. If I don't get the job done, the next guy will.
There's the next guy. Aaron Judge on deck. Wade through that one, 2-2.
There's an old saying, Michael, with pitchers, especially starting pitchers, you need a stopper. Well, it was much easier to be the continuer. If you saw a couple of good starts in front of your scheduled start, to me, you just sort of naturally fell into it. And it takes some of the pressure off of you as a pitcher when you're part of a good rotation and you see good games constantly being pitched. Same with hitting.
Ground ball, left side. McNeil across the diamond. And that will do it. No run to hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 2 in the books. It's 1-0 Yanks. States Representative John Lewis, who passed away, an icon of the civil rights movement, beloved Georgia congressman, dedicated his entire life to nonviolent activism, was an outspoken advocate in the struggle for equal justice in America, and he passed away at the age of 80. They also remembered longtime New York Post photographer Anthony Causey. He passed away as a result of the coronavirus on April 12th. Anthony was loved by everyone. The players respected him. He worked so hard, and he had such a battle with the coronavirus, and it was a battle he simply could not win at the end. And both of those men remembered by the Yankees before the game. And we go to the third inning. Ahmed Rosario takes a strike on the Montefiore scoreboard. Yankees lead the Mets by a score of 1-0. Montgomery has faced a minimum 6 batters over the first 2 innings. He did issue a walk to Conforto, but quickly picked him off. So to be Rosario, Nimmo, and Rivera. That one is lying down the left field line, foul into the seats. Swing and a miss. And Rosario down on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout for Montgomery.
The center fielder for 9, Brandon Nimmo.
Very sharp. This is off of a cutter inside and then a 4-seamer at 93 right on by.
Here's Nimmo. Pitch outside. Broken back, ground ball. And Nimmo out for out number 2.
Is the catcher for 44.
Very strong start from Monty here in the third, and his ability to pitch inside to both lefties and righties really paying off. You pitch in to win, Michael. You know, if you're a major league starting pitcher and you can own the inside corner, that opens up everything for you. If you prove you can throw strikes there consistently, it sets everything else up.
He's got all the pitches working so far tonight. Count 0-1. Chopped slowly to Torres. He fields. Over to Voit. Another 1-2-3 inning for Montgomery and the Yankees as the Mets go down in order, and we go to the bottom of the third. All right, we go to the bottom of the third inning. In the first inning, Aaron Judge did this. Take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. The exit velocity just over 100 miles an hour, and it traveled a neat little 402 feet. Rattling around in the seats out in left field.
You know, the impressive part of that swing, Michael, wasn't the exit velocity. It was the pitch. The pitch was inside off the plate. And Aaron Judge got to it and beat him to the spot.
As he gets ready, David, what do you think of Montgomery so far? 12 pitches in the first, 11 in the second, 8 last inning.
Really sharp. He's shown me 5 pitches. Really good little cut fastball in the upper 80s at 90 miles an hour. His fastball in the top end velocity at 95. Good changeup, good breaking stuff to go with it. Really good kind of he's got a slider and a curve. Probably more of a curveball that he's featured tonight, but it has been sharp.
All right, so it'll be Judge, Torres, and Stanton here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 on the Montefiore scoreboard. That one has popped up shallow right, backing up Alonso. He'll make the play on the outfield grass. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Number 25, Gleyber Torres. Number 25.
There's Gleyber Torres. He ripped a sharp single to right center. That was in the first inning. Mets playing him the pull with 3 infielders on the left side. The center fielder, Nimmo, is shaded toward right center. Oh, and 2. Third Yankee all-time with multiple 20 or more home run seasons before turning 23. The other 2, you might know, DiMaggio and Mantle.
It's pretty heady stuff, and what company to be on a list with. When the Yankees were looking at Gleyber back when they traded for him, the big Aroldis Chapman trade in 2016, they knew he was a great young hitter. They knew he had tremendous potential. I'm not sure anybody saw the power that he's produced already this young. 38 home runs last year. I don't think they saw that coming.
Up the middle. Grabbed there by Cano. Throw to first. Pulls Alonso off the bag. Ball gets by Alonso, and hustling to second is Gleyber Torres. So nice play to get to the ball by Cano, and then he threw it away.
Well, we've seen Robbie make this throw so many times on the button. It's almost unusual to see him miss that badly. It's a signature Cano play, all those years playing in the pinstripes.
We'll see if it's a hit and an error or just a straight error. That's just bookkeeping at this point, as Torres is at second, and it's just a straight error. E4. Here's Giancarlo Stanton. One 1-0. Stanton struck out in the first inning. Yankees lead 1-0. Two and 0. Swing and a miss. Tough 2-0 pitch there, diving down and out of the strike zone. 2-1. Stan stays in the box. He does not walk around. He's just waiting for the pitcher to get ready. He just stands there and stares.
Yeah, both he and Aaron Judge have that style.
Ground ball to short. Rosario will get Stanton. Moving to third is Torres. Did that unnerve you as a pitcher?
You know, I wanted to work quickly, so I like it. You know, a lot of talk about all the changes potentially in Major League Baseball. One of them that's been in the minor leagues for several years is a pitch clock. And there was talk about implementing that on the major league level, but if hitters just get in the box and stay in the box and pitchers get on the mound and throw the ball, the overall pace of the game naturally picks up.
So here's Hicks. Grounded to first. Alonso right there steps on the bag, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, one error, and one man left on base. 3 in the books in the Bronx. It's 1-0.
Back here in the boogie down Bronx, Monty is towing the slab, and he's got it working. Excellent curveballs. His pitch count is well under control, getting them to swing and miss on his pitches out of the strike zone. 7 of 9 first pitch strikes, 12, 11, and 8 were his pitch counts for the first 3 innings, and that gets you those numbers, 31 pitches after 3.
So the minimum 9 batters, just that 1 walk. He struck out 4. Top of the lineup for the Mets. The Yankees have a new second baseman, Tyro Estrada, taking over for DJ LeMahieu. So they get LeMahieu 3 innings and 2 at-bats. And McNeil digs in. Defense straight away. And there's a strike. He didn't like that call. He's a good first pitch hitter. And he thought that was way outside and told Sean Barber as much.
You said it, Michael. I mean, if it's anywhere near the plate, McNeil is swinging at it with a lot of success. See him choke up on the bat there. Good shot.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Montgomery.
The first baseman, Alonso.
Well, Monty clearly in control here. Just going to go above the zone. about letter high, just on top of it or just above a bit. It's the key with a high fastball. It's not too high. It's tantalizingly tempting to swing at it and gets McNeil to go for it.
Here's Alonso, one of the 5 strikeout victims, and he takes a first pitch strike. So the number 2 hitters in this game, 2 of the better power hitters in all of baseball. And boy, has the way a lineup is constructed, he could not hold up. It's really changed, David. So Judge and Alonso batted second a lot last year. Some other stars, Trout, Yelich, Altuve, Bryant, Chapman, all batted second for their respective teams. And then you go back to who batted second the most in 1970, Glenn Beckert and Luis Aparicio. Alonso down on strikes. Montgomery dealing.
Yeah, just so in control. And this is the changeup. I mean, he has 5 pitches, all well commanded tonight.
And this is on Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Great shot of that pitch and the swing. So here's Cano. He struck out in the first inning.
Boy, with Monty coming back, Michael, and you think Jay Happ's thrown the ball well, looking for a bounce-back year, the Yankees have tremendous depth and versatility in their rotation with 2 lefties. If you think of all the great Yankee teams of the past, they've always had strong left-handed starting pitching. From the 90s and Andy Pettitte to Whitey Ford back in the day, and you can see Monty above the zone again with good velocity. As Cano is late. One of the keys for the 98 World Series championship team was David Wells.
And Montgomery in the projected rotation with Tanaka in there is the number 5 starter, but he's moved up to number 4. He pitches like this, though.
I mean, you got 3 tough lefties in there, especially Happ throwing the ball much better this spring so far. Into the summer now.
Grounded past the diving Voit, a base hit for Cano. That's the first hit for the Mets. Second base runner, a walk and a hit.
Doesn't quite get that breaking ball away, and Cano just enough on the ground and in the hole.
So here's Cespedes. One and one. This is the final year of Cespedes' contract, so obviously he wants to do things and put up numbers. And if the universal DH actually is here in 2021, that gives him more teams that might look for his services. And when he's healthy, he is a dominant hitter. In today's parlance, he impacts the baseball. The 2-1. 3-1 on Cespedes.
Yeah, you go back to 2015, Michael, when Cespedes came over to the Mets. He had 17 home runs in 57 games. Really was a spark for them. A game changer for the Mets lineup.
High fly ball, right center. Judge is there to make the play, and that'll do it. No runs to hit, no errors, and one man left. In the bottom of the fourth, Meredith Marakovitz has her notebook ready.
This summer, let's
Three and a half innings played here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Aaron Judge home run. Now, Meredith Marakovitz has joined us here in the Bronx today. Meredith, what do you know?
Well, Michael, the good news is the Yankees continue to remain encouraged when it comes to Masahiro Tanaka. He threw another bullpen today. That went well, according to Aaron Boone. As long as he feels okay tomorrow, he's expected to face live hitters on Tuesday. Luis Cessa is also back in camp. He was on the field playing catch earlier. This is the first time he's been in uniform since coming back from coronavirus. Cessa is expected to throw a bullpen tomorrow, and Aroldis Chapman continues to post videos on his Instagram working out from his place in Manhattan. Aaron Boone said it would probably be a stretch to think that he would be ready for opening day, but he will be back eventually. Luckily for the Yankees, they have a lot of guys in the back end of that bullpen that can fill in. And that is your injury report, brought to you by Montefiore, doing more.
Oh, Gary Sanchez did more. He just crushed a pitch into the second deck in left field as the Yankees take a 2-0 lead. Wow, did he hit that?
Just a bolt from Gary Sanchez that got out of here in a hurry, and as Michael said, went a long way.
Luke Voigt, 0-1.
The fastball belt high and belted out of here. Echoing barrel shot.
Wow. That was in the air for so long, and it took such a ride that Meredith was able to read the entire copy that she had to read. So I thought that was excellent on Gary's part as well. So a 3-1 count on Voit. A couple of home runs by the Yankees. Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge, they lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Clips the outside corner and the count full. And Voit walks for the second time tonight. Some action in the Mets bullpen. Hunter Strickland.
He's ready.
So here's Brett Gardner. One and 0. Fly ball left field. Going back is Cespedes, and it's off the wall. Dominic Smith came in for Cespedes, but it was over Dominic Smith's head. So a double for Gardner, and Voit moves to third.
Dominic Smith was fooled by that. The ball carried a lot more than he thought. And Gardner's power is usually to right, usually pull power, but he really drives this. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'll have to go to our research staff and see how many home runs Brett Gardner's hit to the opposite field. Just missed one there. So Quags, Smeister. Yeah, I can go the other way.
Well, that is going to be it, as Rojas, socially distant, signals to the bullpen. Never really got on the mound as Oswalt was there. Strickland's coming in to face Duffy.
This summer, let's bring back
Baseball is back. The MLB app is the only place to get all of your baseball action, in-game video, highlights, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, standings, game day live, pitch by pitch, and much more. Download the MLB app today. the official app of Major League Baseball. Melky Cabrera taken in the game. We did the research for you, David. So Gardner has one opposite field home run all time, and was an inside the parker.
Oh, there you go.
And he has 124 career home runs.
Yeah, 28 last year. He bested Aaron Judge by 1 and talked smack the whole way, too. He and Aaron have a nice relationship and go at each other.
Duffy swings and fouls one off the mask of Rivera. So Voigt's at third. Gardner is at second. Yankees lead 2-0. Still nobody out. Strickland trying to catch on out of the Met bullpen.
It's one of those games where it feels like the Yankees have had base runners every inning. They should have more than 2 runs, just 2 solo shots so far. Had some traffic on the bases.
Yep, they've left 4 runners on over the first 3 innings. They have 2 runners on right now. These two were teammates with the Giants, Strickland and Duffy. Did you think you had an advantage if you were a longtime teammate with somebody and then they were traded to another team, or did you think he knew you better?
I thought they knew me better. Really, I did not like it. And, when I had to face the Yankee lineup that I played 6 years with, they knew what my tendencies were, and it was tough.
Swing and a miss. So Duffy down on strikes. I remember that game you pitched against the Yankees when you were in Boston, and Jeter would not get into the box until you looked at him and smiled.
Yes, he completely disarmed me. Strickland was the guy that had the big battle with Bryce Harper, right?
Mhm.
The beanball war, and if you hit a home run, run the bases, the whole get off my lawn act on the mound.
Here's Estrada, his first at bat. Mets bring the infield in. 0-1. Yeah, that's the one fly in the ointment of let the kids have fun. That memo hasn't gotten to the pitchers. If you flip a bat or take a long cruise around the bases after a home run, pitchers do not like the kids having fun.
There's definitely still some holdouts. Still like the line. I think it was David Price who said, you know what, just make a better pitch. If you don't want to see home run trots, if you don't want to see bat flips, make a better pitch.
The 0-2. And then you watch some of the KBO baseball. It's an art form. I mean, they really do bat flips. Almost like it's a baton. Judge on deck.
I've told you, Michael, this story before. The best bat flip I ever saw was in a wiffle ball game in my backyard when Ed Cohn, my dad, came off the couch, grabbed the bat, and took me deep over the warehouse, and then bat flipped and went back and laid on the couch.
Nice. And even if he had stayed in the game, you're not drilling Ed Cohn.
No.
He's coming right out to the mound after you.
My brother, I would drill, not dad.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Estrada down on strikes. Hey, we actually have found Gardner's opposite field inside the park home run. Ooh. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Off to the races. Head first slide. Unconventional seal. So he's at second after doubling the opposite way. And now the Mets with the 2 outs, they drop the infield back with Judge at the plate. So far, Strickland's done a nice job coming in throwing strikes. And that inside the Parker by Gardner was back in 2009. They swept the Twins, and it was all those walk-off games. Kind of started the mojo for the championship that year.
You know, it's hard to compare championships. You know, the Yankees obviously got a lot of championships to compare to. The 27 Yankees, the 98 Yankees. That 2009 Yankee team was so good. And that championship was so important in the first year in the new stadium here.
High pop-up, shallow right center. Cano makes the play, and that will do it. But the Yankees get the run on the Sanchez home run. They have 2 hits, and they leave 2. We go to the 5th. The New York Yankees' first ever virtually united 5K and 10K is happening right now. All proceeds from the race are being directed to the New York Yankees Foundation in support of COVID-19 related outreach. Each runner gets a premium t-shirt, finisher medal, and race bib delivered straight to their home. Join us and lace up for a good cause. For more information, visit Yankees.com. Jordan Montgomery's been dealing. Giving up just 1 hit and a walk while striking out 6 over the first 4 innings. He leads 2-0. Conforto will lead off. He drew the walk, but then was picked off. Montefiore scoreboard shows 2-5-0, leading 0-1-1. One and one.
I think one of the keys to Monty so far tonight is continually pounding the hitters inside both sides of the plate. You see Drew Smith, the righty for the Mets. He is pitched in so well to lefties and righties.
Ground ball to second. Estrada's right there. 1 down. David, we should send out birthday wishes to such an elegant lady who's been such a big part of baseball history, and that is Rachel Robinson, who turns 98 today, the wife of the late Jackie Robinson. And we hear all the things that Jackie had to go through when he broke the color barrier in 1947, and she was right there with him going through all of that as well. And she's been such an unbelievable woman, keeping alive her husband's legacy, her and her family. So happy birthday to her. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Yes, that was a great social media post out there from her Twitter or Instagram account that MLB.com posted.
The 0-2. Driven into center field. Hicks is right there. In dead center, he puts it away to retire J.D. Davis. Jackie Robinson, Rookie of the Year in 47 when he broke in. MVP and batting champion in 49. Six-time All-Star, Hall of Fame inductee in 1962. And number 42 retired throughout Major League Baseball in 1997. And as I mentioned, Rachel Robinson along for every bit of that ride and having to go through everything that he went through as well. Sitting in the stands, hearing what he had to hear. And there's a man named after Jackie Robinson, Robinson Cano.
I always wondered what the golden era in New York baseball was like, Michael, with three teams, Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Giants. We might get back to that this year if Toronto has to play in Buffalo. We might have three teams in New York again.
Yeah. Line drive down the left field line. It's a base hit for Rosario. Playing it out there is Gardner, and Rosario has himself a double.
Not exactly like the Polo Grounds, but Rosario has always been a real free swinger, very aggressive approach. He's never looking to walk. He's looking to swing it.
Now, we should note, David, that Jackie Robinson Day, where all the players wear number 42, is usually on April 15th. There wasn't any baseball then this year, but it will be on August 28th this year. Here's Nimmo. Rosario with the Mets' second hit against Montgomery. Nimmo grounded to second. That was in the third. Rosario leads off second. We're in the top of the fifth inning. And that's a slow roller up the first base line. Going to be a difficult play. Montgomery fires. And Voit makes the catch to retire Nimmo for the final out of the inning. That is not an easy play. And Voit had to stick his arm in there as Nimmo was hustling down the line. We're halfway through. Yankees up by 2. Buick. Experience the new Buick for yourself at your local tri-state Buick dealers. The new pitcher for the Mets is Drew Smith. Missed last season with Tommy John surgery. You see what he did in 2018. 1-1 in 27 games, 3.54 ERA, and he's throwing to a new catcher as well. That's Roberto Ortiz. So a couple of home runs by the Yankees, one by Judge, the other by Sanchez. That's the offense so far. Yankees have left 6 runners on base over the first 4 innings. Montefiore scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees over the Mets. Jonathan Loizaga up for the Yankees. By the way, the home plate umpire, it's my bad, is Roberto Ortiz. So they changed out from Sean Barber. There's a ground ball to third. McNeil. 1 away.
Number 27.
You know, you mentioned it before, Michael. The umpires are rotating because they need reps as well. That's why we have a new home plate umpire here in the 4th, or the 5th, rather.
One and one. Now back to the screen, 1 and 2. So far tonight, Stanton has struck out and grounded to short. Mets shift with 3 infielders left side. Swing and a miss. 2 away.
You can see the corkscrew spin on the slider. That's where you are taught to throw it, just like that. Down and away. You know, one thing about the empty stadium here, Michael, is the sounds of the game are so prominent. You know, the glove, when a fastball hits it, crack of the bat, sounds of baseball.
And there's a strike to Aaron Hicks.
The biggest impression I had on a guy who threw really hard and hit the glove where it just made a banging sound off the leather mitt was Goose Gossage warming up in the old Kansas City Royals bullpen at Kauffman Stadium. They had the big brick walls down there. The way it was configured, it echoed. When he started to throw really hard before he was coming in the game, Goose Gossage, it just You couldn't believe how loud the sound was when his fastball hit the mitt.
And there was something about the acoustics in that bullpen that Phil Niekro sounded like he was throwing hard.
Everybody did, yes. You and I have talked about this before as well, is that for a bullpen catcher, you must have a loud mitt, preferably newer, that made a louder sound. We called it the ego mitt for pitchers. It made it feel like you were throwing so hard because the banging sound off of a leather glove.
Who had the best ego mitt for you?
You know, the Mets had a bullpen catcher. His name was Rob Merhauser, and he had a great mitt. He was a local kid, still lives in Long Island. I still keep in touch with him. His nickname was Dump. That's what it was.
I'm glad there are 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. 3-2. So you asked for him to warm you up?
Oh, all the time. He was the bullpen catcher, but we always made sure that his mitt, was loud. And he always had to continually kind of break in new mitts that he could still catch the ball with, but were still relatively new and made a louder sound.
That one goes off the glove of Rivera, back to the backstop, and a walk to Hicks with 2 outs.
Number 24, Gary Sanchez. Number 24.
Here's Sanchez hit a blast into the second deck, leading off the 4th inning. Now, if you're wondering, Sanchez and Judge have homered in the same game 20 times in their career, including once in the postseason. Fly ball center field. Nimmo puts it away, and that'll do it here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Let's go to the 6th. David did such a good job yesterday with the trivia. Let's see how he fares with this one. Garrett Cole led the American League in ERA last season. Jacob deGrom led the National League in ERA in 2018. What was the only season a member of the Yankees and the Mets led their leagues in ERA?
That is a tough one.
So I want to get this straight. Is it led the leagues in ERA that same year, or just when they led an ERA? Jonathan Loizaga takes over. Rivera fouls it back. No one is giving me any clarity on that.
I'm taking that as the same year, where they
Same year.
that a Met and Yankee pitcher in the same year led the league in ERA, their respective leagues.
I guess we have to start with 78 with Guidry, right? But I don't know if the Mets had somebody in 78.
Yeah, I was thinking the other way. I was thinking back to Tom Seaver era, and if anybody matched up with him on the Yankee side when Seaver was a Met.
Grounded to third, booted by Duffy. That'll be an E5, allowing Rivera to reach.
Kind of gets caught on an in-between hop as he comes to get it, and the ball comes up on him off the heel of the glove.
You know, we mentioned yesterday, this is the first time the Yankees and the Mets have played an exhibition game in New York City in 27 years. They used to have the Mayor's Trophy game, which was, David, you didn't grow up in New York, but it was huge. So it went from 1963 to 1993, where the Yankees led the Mets in that series 10-8-1. And those games were so pressure packed because there was no such thing as interleague play. The Yankees and the Mets never played each other in the World Series. And they used to sell out Yankee Stadium and Shea Stadium. It was that big of a deal. Ripped down the right field line. So this has a little bit of a feel like that. But, you know, they stopped the Mayor's Trophy game, obviously, when interleague play began.
It kind of makes sense, right? I mean, if the New York metropolitan area lost two teams to the West Coast, Dodgers and Giants gone, Mets come into play, trying to revive that golden era a little bit. And obviously, the Mets colors were a combination of the Giants and Dodgers.
That's off the glove of Sanchez as Rivera goes to second. Now, there was a Mayor's Trophy game way back as well in 1946 to 1983 when the Yankees played the Giants and the Dodgers as well. Then they had something called the Big Apple Series, then the Mayor's Challenge. But the Mayor's Trophy game, I just remember growing up during that time, and that was a big deal. That gave you bragging rights against your friends that were Met fans or vice versa. 2-2.
Well, I caught the tail end of it. You know, you said it ran through 93. So
Yeah.
I was with the Mets. Certainly it wasn't as pressure packed as you're describing by the late 80s and early 90s.
Swing and a miss. Let's take a look at some of the images over the years of the Mayor's Trophy games. Yankees and Mets to meet tonight. Cardwell facing Perkins in Mayor's Trophy game. Yogi and Casey. Amazing stuff. Ralph Houck and Yogi. Look at Rusty Staub. And that's the Wilpons and Doubleday and Mayor Koch. I think that was George Bamberger.
Good call.
Two and 0 on Pete Alonso. Alonso struck out twice tonight. Soft ground ball to short. They get Alonso for out number 2 as Rivera moves to third.
That at bat there just shows you the importance of pure stuff, Michael. Loaizaga down 2-0 to a guy who hit 53 home runs last year, and he throws the ball 97 miles an hour on the inside corner and jams them. Sometimes there's no substitute for stuff. Loaizaga has got it.
Here's Cano. Picked up a single. His last time up, he's 1 for 2. Now Sanchez will go out and talk with Loaizaga. First mound visit for the Yankees. And the pitch to Cano. Fly ball right field. Going back is Judge. In front of the track. Now on the track, he'll make the play for the final out. So Loaizaga pitches around the era as the Mets strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. All right, let's take a look at that trivia question. Garrett Cole led the AL in ERA last season. Jacob deGrom led the NL in ERA in 2018. What was the only season a member of the Yankees and Mets led their leagues in ERA? How about this one? A name from the past. I think Craig Swan led the Mets in ERA, and that was the same year that Ron Guidry had the 1.74 in 1978. Swanee was 2.43.
Never would have got that.
I think we've done well, though. You yesterday, and I got one today. Oh, look at that. Earn run average leaders. Our studio producer, Jared Bosnack, sent that in to support the trivia. So Voigt, Gardner, and Duffy here in the bottom of the sixth. Voigt has walked twice. Drew Smith, his second inning of work. Big cut. 2-2. 2-0 Yanks.
No, I met Craig Swan, Michael, but I think his last year he pitched to the early '80s, I believe, and then he hung around and he became a massage therapist because he injured his arm and he went back to school and tried to learn how to do sort of deep tissue or Rolfing, what they called Rolfing massage, really deep tissue massage on your arm. He called it bloodless surgery.
Wow.
And he really got into it because, he had his pitching career and he was derailed by arm trouble. And
did it work?
I tried him once back in the late 80s, and it was intense. Rolfing is an intense massage.
High drive deep into center field. Nimmo back, still back, looking up. See ya. Into Monument Park. A long home run for Luke Voigt. It's 3-0 Yanks.
A little slider right down the middle. Yankees have several hitters in their lineup that when they hit it like that, they know right now. He knows. I got it.
With Brett Gardner. Now, Gardner doubled to left field his last time up. He's 2 for 2, and we spoke about the only time he's hit an opposite field home run. That was an inside the Parker against the Twins here at Yankee Stadium in 2009. There's a story behind that inside the park home run. That day, he had visited a hospital and promised a little girl who was waiting for a heart that he would have a home run for her. That night, they found the heart after he hit the home run. And this year, that young lady, Alyssa Esposito from Long Island, got married. And all these years later, Gardner still stays in touch with her.
Wow.
So he made his only opposite field home run really count. Strike.
Yeah, the old hit a homer for me tonight.
Well, the O'Neill scene in Seinfeld with Kramer. You promised I'd hit 2? It's hard to hit home runs. How'd you get in here?
Somehow I think, Michael, I wasn't there, but O'Neill must have been miserable sitting in a trailer doing a shoot. He was hungry.
They do. They have good services there, craft services, they call it. I'm sure he's happy now when he keeps getting residual checks for $17. Coming up next week on Yes, we continue our series baseball stories, and Paul actually discusses his Seinfeld experience. So make a note to watch that.
Here's Yankees third baseman, number 18, Matt Duffy.
Hey, it's a new era for the New York Liberty. As the WNBA season gets underway, the Liberty's #1 draft pick, Sabrina Ionescu, is set to become the next big thing in women's basketball. Catch the first game on Yes, Wednesday, July 29th at 8, streaming live on Fox Sports Go and following Yankees coverage right here on Yes. Big Q&A by Steve Serby in the New York Post today with Sabrina Ionescu, and she is some great player. Line right to Alonso, who steps on the bag to double up Gardner. So Duffy lines into a double play.
If you're Brett Gardner right here and you're a base runner, you got no chance. Nothing you can do.
Here's Estrada. 1-0.
Watching Estrada take BP today early, Michael, and he's really strong. Hitting the ball regularly the other way, out of here. Got some pop at his bat.
There's a strike.
Aaron Boone was also quoted as saying that Estrada's very much in the mix here.
You know, if anything, what the Yankees showed last year with all the injuries, winning 103 games, they've got amazing depth. There are going to be a lot of people that are disappointed that they don't play because they were able to contribute last year. But if everybody stays healthy, which is always the hope, there's going to be a lot of people that played well last year that will not get the opportunity this year. But the depth is there. Slow roller up the third base line. Going to be a very tough play. It's going to be a base hit as Smith lost his footing.
Yeah, once this takes that hop right down the line, there's really no chance. And Smith, even if he would have come up with it cleanly and barehanded it, you can see here comes Estrada into the pitcher. I don't think there's any way he could have got him. Would have been close.
So here is Aaron Judge. He's 1 for 3, the one a home run. Fouled that one straight back.
Good swing. The best part about Aaron Judge's home run tonight was that it was pulled. If you remember last year, that was kind of an issue for a while, and he was nursing an injury. So he's right on that. Good swing.
That one's driven deep to left field. Going back, Smith, track, wall, see ya. A 2-run home run for Judge. The Bronx Bombers are out tonight. It is 5-0 Yankees.
A really good sign for the Yankees. Aaron Judge hit a fastball, the first home run. This one's a slider, and this is what you do with hanging sliders. You turn on them. Twice tonight, Aaron Judge has pulled home runs.
All right, Luis Rojas is going to make a pitching change. That'll do it for Drew Smith. He goes to the bullpen. Yankees are leading this one 5-0. 2 home runs by Judge tonight.
This selenite gray is so pretty, isn't it?
Wow.
Jim
Their season from inside the NBA's campus in Orlando. Wednesday night, watch the Nets restart special at 6:30, followed by a scrimmage against the Pelicans at 7. It's all right here on Yes. The Nets' first regular season game of the restart is July 31st at 2 p.m.
Y todavía este juego sigue aquí. No se puede, de verdad que... Ay, estos Mets de Nueva York, de verdad que así no se puede ver estos juegos. Ya sé que se están curando, Gary Sánchez para la calle, Aaron Josh para la calle, Luke Boyd para la calle. Quién sabe si Gleyber Torres también se va a ir para la calle. De verdad que, wow. No empiecen ya a decirme que los bostonianos estamos locos, que este equipo no va a llegar a nada, mi resto. No hable de eso, eso lo sabemos nosotros, que los restos no van a llegar a nada. Ok, mira para allá, se están curando. Estos de los Mets lo que tienen es, Dios mío, lo que tienen es una práctica de bateo.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. All Yankees so far tonight as they lead 5-0. 4 home runs by the Yankees against Met pitching. And here is Dominic Smith against Jonathan Loizaga. Cespedes started in left field, was 0 for 2. Smith then took over. Montefiore scoreboard has the Yankees leading them at 5-0. You know, David, that the one guy that we work with that we don't doubt, when he says something, take it to the bank, and that's Ken Singleton. So we've been talking about Brett Gardner having 1 opposite field home run in his career in 2009, an opposite field inside the Parker. And Kenny, who was watching the game back home in Baltimore, said, I think that Gardner hit a home run opposite field last year at Camden Yards. And we checked it out, and Kenny, of course, is right. So the second one was last year. The first one was 2009. So now that we clarify that, we thank Kenny for giving us some clarity. High pop-up, right field. Judge is there and puts it away. 1 down.
Michael, fourth.
Now, the Yankees have 4 home runs today or tonight. Last year, they had 4 or more home runs in a game 23 times, which set a Major League Baseball record for 4 home run games. And in those 23 games, they were 22-1.
Makes sense. I want to know who lost the game that he hit 4 home runs for you.
Two and one on Conforto. Conforto has walked and grounded to second.
Been a really good draft pick for the Mets, Conforto. It's the 10th pick in the nation, number 1 round in 2014 for the Mets out of Oregon State. And really was kind of on the fast track to the big leagues. As you said, broke in 2015. He's still just 27 years old.
Right back to Loizaga. Steadies himself and over to Voit. 2 away.
J.D. Davis.
Here's J.D. Davis. Davis is 0 for 2.
Sounded fast.
1-1. Slow roller over to third. Duffy will get Davis and a 1-2-3 inning for Jonathan Loaziga. And at the end of 6.5 innings of play, Yankees lead the Mets by a score of 5-0. But we The wait for opening day is over as the Yankees start their 60-game regular season sprint against the world champion Washington Nationals. Catch our Yankees pregame show beginning at 6 p.m. Then come back after the game, which is on ESPN, for complete postgame coverage right here on Yes.
Esa toma que mucho le gusta a ustedes, 27 campeonatos, esa sí se la viven, esa película, qué chulito. No, miren, Palillito Santiago por aquí, usted sabe que soy bostoniano, claro que sí, por si acaso, los que no me conocen. Mayito es el yanquista, Mayito es el full yanquista. Pero nada, dándole las gracias siempre por el apoyo, recordándole que durante la temporada regular es posible que entonces estaremos transmitiendo estos partidos por nuestra cuenta de YouTube, ¿ok? Me gustan los deportes YouTube. Estoy cogiendo este turno mientras batea Stanton. Yo sé que los Mets están pichando práctica hoy contra los Yankees, pero se supone que se ponche Stanton en este turno. Es más, déjame quedarme aquí en lo que batea Stanton, pero no, recordarle que esperamos que podamos transmitir todos estos juegos por YouTube para ustedes, para que ustedes disfruten. No solo el de los Yankees, también bostonianos y todo eso. Así que siempre pendiente, me gustan los deportes para que usted siga disfrutando. Y ahora me hace, ay Dios santo, ay Dios mío santo, de verdad que así no se puede, estos Mets, ay Dios mío santo, de verdad que esto parece un jonrón derby, ay santo, no voy a decir más nada entonces, porque es que estos Mets, ay, estos Mets, ahora me están vacilando, oye, pero estos Mets, pero ¿qué pasa aquí? voy a dejar esto, no, no, así no, con los Mets pichando. No vale la pena hablar, de verdad que no.
Florial with a high fly ball to right field. Conforto puts it away. Well, David, he got into the party in a big way.
Stanton perennially has mashed left-handed pitching, and when you get a hanging slider right there, down and through it, complete extension.
It's Slinky, a wonderful, beautiful toy. Slinky, it's Slinky for every girl and boy. Remember that song?
Yes.
Foul back.
I was going to go with the doinks, doink,
Doink.
doink. But your Slinky song was good, though.
Maybe we could do a mashup.
Did Slinkies ever really work?
Oh, yeah.
Once you get them, I guess I never got the hang of them.
Ground ball to third. Retiring Sanchez for the second out. Yeah, have a good stairway.
Yeah, you get it going and just slink on down the stair.
The home runs, nothing new for the Yankees. They finished right behind the Twins, who set the single-season all-time mark last year with 307. Yankees one behind. A lot of teams getting close to that mark. The Astros, the Dodgers last year.
The Twins will be tough again this year, adding Josh Donaldson to that lineup.
Voit swings and misses. Grounded foul.
The big fellas all are on the board tonight, including this guy. You think about Judge, Stanton, Sanchez, and Voit, all on the board with homers. Once again, just, for the Yankees, if you're dreaming on a lineup staying healthy, what kind of damage they could do collectively. Luke Voigt's batting 7th in this lineup here tonight. You said it, Michael. This is pretty close to the opening day lineup, potentially, with Gio Urshela playing third. Talk about a lineup 1 through 9 where every place can take you deep. Brett Gardner is going to be probably at the bottom of the lineup, hit 28 homers last year. Gio Urshela, Miguel Andujar trying to find at-bats.
Strike three. Voit down looking. But the homers continue on this humid Sunday night. The ball flying out of the ballpark. This time, Giancarlo Stanton with a bleacher bomb. He's joining the party.
Dinner with the
All Yankees tonight with a long ball as they lead 6-0. Montefiore scoreboard shows you 6-9-1, leading 0-2-1. Loizaga in his third inning of work. The first 5 pitched by Jordan Montgomery. He looked really good. And Loizaga has retired 6 in a row after the first batter he faced. Rene Rivera reached on an E5. It's guide the other way and out of play.
You know, we've given a lot of love to the Yankees offense tonight and all the home runs we've seen. Certainly Stanton's was a monster blast. See Seth Lugo, top flight reliever for the Mets, had a great year last year. But the story of the night for me, Michael, was Jordan Montgomery. He was that good and that sharp. Loizaga following him up here.
Skied to right field, and that is going to dunk in for a base hit for Rosario. Fly ball left field, backing up, and Duhar. He'll make the play to retire Nimmo.
Here's the catcher, Alan Sanchez.
Tyler Wade takes over at short. Alex Sanchez took over behind the plate for Rene Rivera, so his first at bat. Rivera was 0 for 2, but reached on the E5. I've got a little quiz for you, David. So Judge has 2 home runs, Stanton has 1. How many times do you think the two of them have homered in the same game since Stanton became a Yankee?
I actually saw a little tidbit on this from our researchers, and I was floored by it.
Yeah.
You would think it would be a lot more.
Just once, everybody. Once. June 6, 2018 in Toronto. It was a 0-0 game in the top of the 13th. Judge hit a go-ahead 2-run home run off Joe Biagini. Then 2 batters later, Stanton hit a solo home run. Yankees won the game 3-0. Now, when the Yankees got Stanton from the Marlins, that was the dream. That was the way they drew it up on paper, that these guys would dominate. But Stanton ended up missing most of last year. And Judge has missed sometimes with injuries as well.
Yeah, the injury bug on both sides.
See if the Yankees turn 2 here. There's 1. And the ball gets past Voit, allowing Sanchez to reach.
Another look. Estrada on the money as Wade comes across in plenty of time, but just hangs on to it. Cold off the bench.
Here's Jeff McNeil, who has said he wants to play all 60 games this year. It's going to be interesting to see how far they let players go. Will they let them play all 60 games? And there aren't that many days off. In the Yankees' case, it's 67 days for the 60 games. fouled away. Netta has taken over for Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Looked like McNeil thought that was strike 3. But most importantly, Roberto Ortiz did not think that. The 1-2. Foul back here and out of play.
I think one of the keys for young Mets manager Luis Rojas is finding the right positions. You know, McNeil's played second base, been in the outfield a little bit. His bat is so good that you got to find a spot for him. And if it's going to be third base, then that's going to push J.D. Davis into the DH or left field role.
Chop to first. Boyd is there, steps on the bag, and that'll do it here in the 8th. No runs a hit, no errors. One man left on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. The 8th inning, Yankees up 6-0. Seth Lugo will take over for the Mets. What a year he had last year. Look at that. 104 strikeouts in 80 innings. 56 hits and 16 walks. So 72 base runners in 80 innings. That's outstanding work. Now, he still wants to be a starter. But, David, he's so valuable out of the bullpen, and the Mets have the starters they need. But he's really a weapon out there.
Yes, and one of the best curveballs you will see. Kind of his signature pitch, although he's got all the stuff. Good fastball as well, but his curveball is just about as good as it gets.
And Duhar pops one up, shallow right. And Gordon Beckham makes the play.
Number 18, Matt Duffy. 18.
So, David, I did some math. The Yankees tonight have hit 2,119 feet of home runs. The longest one, 448 feet off the bat of Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, I was going to say that was at least 450 from Stanton. Anytime you go like halfway up the bleachers there in that spot, wow, you're between 450 and 500 feet.
Duffy is 0 for 3. And now he's 0 for 4 as he swings and misses. 3 strikeouts on the day for Duffy. So 2 down. And that'll bring up Thairo Estrada.
We talk a lot about Seth Lugo's breaking stuff. We've seen sliders tonight. Haven't really seen that curve, but 96 miles an hour right there from his fastball. So he's more than just a curveball pitcher.
Grounded to first. Booted, but recovered as Lugo takes the toss. And the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the ninth. 6-0 Yanks.
Down, and the Yankees have really swung the bats well and pitched well. And Michael, you know, every now and then you get some throwback photos that just kind of stun you and it stop you in your tracks. And here's mine. I found these today.
Yeah. Qué cosa
Now, which
fea.
stuns you more, me or Sterles there?
Still, you know, yours looks more 80s with the Ray-Bans, like you're going to a Bruce Springsteen concert probably. And on the right,
Voy a ver
Sterling,
los
that's
últimos
disco.
tres outs con ustedes.
That's
Voy a ver los
Nixon
últimos tres outs. Un
administration.
bostoniano, ver los últimos tres
I
outs
think
con
he's waiting to get in
todos
the
estos
Studio
yanquistas que están
54.
aquí.
Look at the collar.
That might even be pre-Nixon
Vamos a ver cómo nos
administration
va.
on the right there.
There he is. He looks terrific.
¿Cuántos juegos van a
great.
ganar los Yankees este
Jonathan
año?
Holder
Escriban
takes
por ahí
over
cuántos juegos.
for the Yankees. And Pete Alonso digs in.
John Sterling knows how to have a good time.
To this day.
Bueno, los Mets van a hacer un comeback aquí. Los Mets van a hacer un comeback. Va a empezar con Pete Alonso. Van a romper la
What was it like
blanquialadona
working with
esa.
him? Michael on the radio all those years.
You know what? It was great. I mean, we got along. The team was outstanding, so we called a lot of wins. 4 world champions. It was tremendous.
Ah,
You were kind of there with all the signature calls started, right? Back was a Burn Baby Burn was
Ari,
the first
Ari,
one.
suave.
He really didn't do that,
Right.
except for Burn Baby Burn, and then it became a cottage industry after I left. But the
What is-
only one while I was there was Burn Baby Burn. And when he did it, I kind of looked at him, and it's worked out.
62. 46. Y a diablo.
You know, we have some clarification.
Javier, no vacile, no
David. We were
vacile.
given bad information, and then we passed it along, so we apologize.
45.
Judge and Stanton have homered in 4 games in the same game 4 times.
Interesante esos
And
números.
once was in that wild card game against the Oakland A's
Interesante esos
in
números.
2018, and 3 times in the regular season. So we apologize if we gave you the wrong info.
42. 40. 62. Sí, porque tiene que contar los de pretemporada también, Alex. 52. 39. No me pregunten de Boston, por favor. 45. Comebacker. AJ dice 38. 47. Soñando despierto, Antonio.
Ground ball a second. Estrada's there.
Ay, metsista, si ustedes lo que necesitan es una metsista, rompan eso, por favor. No estamos hablando de Boston, Edward, por favor. No estamos hablando de Boston. Julio 50. Juan
We
45.
haven't really talked about Jonathan
Ya
Holder
lo
that
vio ya.
much so far, either earlier in March and now.
Ganaron lo
in the
suficiente para
reboot.
llegar a playoff. Por eso lo dicen todos los
Trying to
años y
revive
pasa lo mismo al
himself
final.
after a tough year last year.
Lo Aiziga me gusta un montón, Jonathan, Rodrigo. Y
Back
como
in
siempre se los he estado
2018,
diciendo a
Jonathan
ustedes,
Holder was
para mí,
stellar, 60 games pitched,
Jonathan tiene que
3.14
estar en ese
ERA, and
bullpen. Demasiado de
6.31
poderoso.
last year.
Barbie, pero suave, suave.
It's the life of a reliever. You know, a
Javier
couple of bad
52.
outings, and then
Uy,
next thing you know,
Ari, no vacile, Ari,
not
no
getting many
vacile.
looks.
55-5. La cuestión es que yo sé que Julián se lo está creyendo.
Only pitched in 34 games for the Yankees last year.
No, gracias a ustedes por el apoyo, Eliezer. Gracias por el apoyo, de verdad. Ya los 55 son Junior Mesa 50. Emiro 40. Volví a ver la vista. Abigail 40. Mackendall 50. Ya, entonces podemos decir más o menos como un 45. De 40 a 45 juegos el average. Jonathan 39. Oswald 42. Ganamos la división, Ari. Yo espero, pero Tampa se ve bien. Tampa Bay se ve muy bien, mi gente.
Now
Buen
the Yankees have a
bullpen, buena
6-0 lead,
rotación.
so you would assume if they
Por
get
si
2 more
acaso, no me
outs,
pregunten
that's
con
the
Boston.
end of the game. But we tell you to please stay right where you are, because the Mets and the Yankees have agreed, as Beckham goes down on strikes, to play a bottom of the 9th inning, despite the fact that the Yankees are winning. The Mets want to get someone to pitch more, and the Yankees want to get more at bats. So it is exhibition
60.
baseball, and this is what happens in spring training a lot.
Boston, yo le pongo
So they both
42. Muy
agreed
bien,
before
muy bien.
time that there would be a bottom of the 9th inning no matter what the score.
No me hablen de Boston, Manuel, por favor. No me hablen de Boston. Esta está mejor, Ari. Esta está mejor. Ahora que estamos llegando en la última entrada, se está poniendo la señal. Se está poniendo la señal un poquito brústica. Dejen las donas, Anthony. Está mi hija por allá atrás conmigo.
1-2 on Dominic Smith. It's been the long ball tonight for the Yankees. Judge with 2 home runs.
Saludos,
Stanton with 1,
saludito.
Sanchez with 1, and Voit with 1.
Juan 27, Jorge 40-50, Abdiel 45.
Swing and a miss. Strong inning for Jonathan Holder.
Van a jugar, los Mets van a batear, señores, porque ya que se acabó el juego, los Mets van a batear, así que vamos a verlos batear a los Mets.
Game, they both agreed to play a bottom of the 9th inning no matter what the score. So the Yankees clearly have won this game 6-0, but they want to get Seth Lugo a little bit more work. He worked a 1-2-3 8th inning, and now he will get or try to get 3 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. So the Yankees won last night against the Mets at Citi Field, and they will win again tonight at Yankee Stadium. And we're not quite sure of the score, but we do know that tomorrow, Joe Girardi returns to Yankee Stadium with his Philadelphia Phillies. That game is a 6 o'clock start, and we're going to have it on, 5:30 with the pregame show, and 6 o'clock is first pitch. So that should be fun. Yankees and the Phillies, the final exhibition game of this shortened summer camp. And then the season starts on Thursday. Yankees in D.C. against the world champion Nationals.
Probably see Didi too as well.
Yes, he is making the trip. Chris Iannetta takes a strike from Lugo. Strike. Fouled away. The 0-2. 1-2.
Nice luxury for the Yankees to have a veteran like Iannetta here, along with Kratz.
Swing and a miss. Now we're being told that the stats in this bottom of the 9th inning, like if the Yankees hit 3 more home runs, they don't count. So the final score is going to be 6-0. Yankees 6-9 and 1 for the Yanks, 0-3 and 1 for the Mets. And this is just, let's get some work in, get Lugo more pitches in the bottom of the 9th. There's Tyler Wade. Tomorrow for the Yankees, Davy Garcia is going to get the start. Exciting to watch him pitch.
I mean, it really couldn't look better for the Yankees in their young arms. All of their young prospects have looked good.
Slow roller in front of the plate. Fair ball. As Ali Sanchez makes the play to get Wade for the second out. Remember something that Aaron Boone told me last week? He said, the exciting thing is if you look at our pitchers in our organization from 13 to 19, and those would usually be guys down in the minors.
Por si acaso, señores, los que están preguntando, que sé que hay un par de comentarios por ahí, preguntando por qué están bateando la parte baja de la novena entrada. Nada lo que haga aquí los Yankees, lógico, bateando, va a contar. Todo se queda igual, ya 6-0, se acabó el partido. Solamente que los Mets preferían por lo menos que ese Lugo pudiera tirar un poquito más de lanzamiento, así que pues están jugando la parte baja de la novena, pero es solamente para que los Mets, ese Lugo pueda terminar 2 entradas, que era lo que tenía pautado para tirar hoy. Uno de los mejores lanzadores, lógico, que tienen los Mets de Nueva York, C. Lugo, y hay que mantenerle el ojo, yo diría, a C. Lugo. Ustedes mismos que son yanquistas, ¿verdad? El equipo de los Yankees. El equipo de los Yankees sería un buen equipo que pudiera estar cogiendo a un C. Lugo antes de acabarse esta temporada. Así que mantengan los ojos abiertos, que si la cosa no le va muy bien a los Mets, este equipo de los Yankees pudiera agarrar un tipo como C. Lugo. Bueno, señores, llegamos al final de la transmisión de hoy. Esto porque usted sabe que me gustan los deportes, le gusta que usted disfrute un poquito, pero de verdad, es que Mayito, pues usted sabe que es el yanquista de aquí, así que, pues, él siempre va a querer que haya un jueguito de los Yankees, pero esté pendiente a la página de nosotros, que lo vamos a mantener al día de las veces que cuando vayamos a transmitir, lo decimos con tiempo para que usted lo sepa. La temporada regular, vuelvo y lo recuerdo, vamos a tratar de hacerlo por allá, por nuestra página de YouTube. Agradecido siempre por todos los shares, los views y estar aquí con nosotros y compartir un poquito. Bostoniano palillito definitivo, pero nada, me gusta un montón el béisbol. Los que no me conocen, siempre aquí en Me Gusta los Deportes por mucho tiempo, ya llevamos aquí casi 10 años. Mayito pues vino, yo creo que Mayito ha estado los últimos 6 o 7 por ahí, no recuerdo muy bien. Pero nada, palillito, agradecido de ustedes. Nada, no sé qué más decirles. Ya vieron este jueguito, disfruten. Mañana vamos a estar, lógico, haciendo un en vivo porque vamos a estar analizando la división central de la Liga Americana y la Liga Nacional. Y recuerde, el día 22, el día antes de empezar la temporada, vamos por aquí en vivo para entonces dar los picks de Palillito y Mayito. Así que eso ustedes saben que todos los años son bien buenos, todos nos divertimos. Así que pasen todos una bonita noche de parte mía y mi hija que está por ahí ayudándome hoy. Ella es la va conmigo. Gracias, de verdad, gracias. Y nada, yanquista, esto no vale todavía, ¿ok? Es de práctica.